Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Morning Coffee Talks. Cheers. Happy Sunday. This morning we're going to talk about purpose slash career. Somebody in the comments asked me to talk about it, so we're going to talk about that this morning. All right, guys? And if anybody else has anything that they want me to talk about, please feel free to ask in the comments, and we'll definitely talk about it. So purpose, we talk about purpose on here a lot. Living a purposeful life, right? Some people like to call it a transcendent cause also. So what does that mean? Basically, it's the impact you want to have in the world, right? To know that your life has counted for something, guys. That's what this is all about, purpose. And purpose usually always comes down to serving others, right? Basically, it's what gift you are good at and give that to the world. That's what purpose means. So what's that mean? So we'll give a couple examples. So like, say you're a carpenter, for instance. You do carpentry all day. That's your job, right? Maybe on the weekends you like to go to Habitat for Humanity and help build homes. Or maybe you go to old folks in the neighborhood and you go, and if they have little ins and outs, you need to fix things for them. Maybe they got a leaky sink, or they need a fucking wall patch, things like that, right? Serving others. Another example would be, say you're a landscaper, and on the weekends or whenever, when you have free time, you go to local community gardens, right? You help out the community gardens. So what are you good at? Find what you're good at and give that to the world. That's what it's all about. That was a couple examples. Say you're a financial advisor, right? Maybe you, in your spare time, you give financial advice and financial help to the less fortunate, all right? This is just a couple examples, guys, of what purpose. So purpose is also the cumulative effect of meaningful goals, right? Finding like-minded people is another thing that you want to do with purpose, right? It's all about volunteer work. Like for me, for instance, I run a men's accountability group in my neighborhood. That's a big part of my purpose, right? I also coach sports. So if you coach sports teams, that could be a big part. Giving back to the youth, serving others, guys. You see what I'm talking about here? And so we come to a job or career, right? Now, most of the time, not always, but most of the time, your purpose and your job / career are not the same. Occasionally that does happen, but most of the time it's not. Because your job is just what you do to pay the bills. That's it, guys. That's it. When you get up and go to work, you're just doing that to pay the bills, to support your family, to put food on the table. Your purpose is usually different, right? It's not usually the same thing as your job. So think about that. I want you guys to think about that this morning. What are you good at? Think to yourself, what am I good at? What can I give the world? Like me, I like to inspire people. I like to motivate people, right? That's why I do these workouts on here, to motivate people, to get them to get up and get after it. That's why I run the men's accountability groups, right, in my neighborhood. Show these other men, usually younger men, a lot younger than me, about half my age and stuff like that. I'm about to be 38 years old. What it is to be a man. This is stuff that I've learned from other people along the way, guys, right? Everything that I talk about on here is something that I've learned from somebody else or that I've read. So passing on that knowledge, right? Not being a gatekeeper, not holding it all in, giving it to the world. That's what it's about. That's why I coach my son's sports teams and shit too. That's what it's about, service to others, right? For your community, for your family, your community, your neighborhood, right? You want to change the world, you got to change yourself. And a little more on purpose. When I got out of the Marine Corps, I'll show you what no purpose does to a man. It's called you're a lost boy. A lost boy equals purposelessness, right? So when I got out of the Marine Corps, when I was in the Marine Corps, I had ultimate purpose, right? I was living for a cause bigger than myself. It wasn't about me, right? It was about the group as a whole. It was about my brothers to the left and right of me, willing to give my life for them, willing to sacrifice it all, right? When I got out, and I mean very, very quickly after I got out of the Marine Corps, I hit rock bottom because I had no purpose in my life. I was lost. I was a lost boy. That's why people turn to drugs. That's why they turn to alcohol, porn, jerking off, video games, all this stuff. You're numbing out to feel good for a little bit, right? There's nothing wrong with drinking a little bit, and if you can control it, but a lot of people can't. They're doing it to feel good for a second, to numb out, because they're miserable, because they have no purpose in their life. Once I found purpose, once I was serving others, guys, I'm telling you, my life did a 360. It did a 360, right? We're clean and sober, off pain pills, no alcohol, none of that, guys, right? You can do it too. That's where you got to find your purpose. So I dare you and I challenge you, especially as men, we need to have purpose in our life. What's your purpose? What are you good at that you can give to the world? That's what it's all about. And I want you to think about that. It's not your job, guys. Most of the time, like I said, it's not your job. Your job is just what you do to pay the bills, to put the food on the table. You need to find purpose outside that, because that's why men go through midlife crisis, right? When they go through, a lot of times they're going through a midlife crisis because they like retire from their job, right? And they're like, what now? And they realize, what have I done for the world? Because your job, like I said, again, is just what you do to put food on the table, right? That's not going to define who you are by what you do. It's about what you do for others. It's about being selfless, especially as men. That's what it's about. And a man needs purpose in their life. That's what makes life meaningful. That's what makes life meaningful, guys. It's not about you. It's what you do for others. So that's a little food for thought on this beautiful Sunday morning. I hope you guys have a great day. Cheers. And like I said, put in the comments anything you want me to talk about. If I don't know much about it, I'll research it. I'll read up on it. And we're going to do these coffee talks once or twice a week, as always, guys. Love you all. And you know how we do it, baby. Go get you some, baby. Ha!